We are back. You're listening to Powerful Women Revealed right here on 95.9 WATD. My guest is Susan Walker, and it's eliaphotography.com, ELIA photography.com. You can go there and connect with you, right?
Absolutely.
On the website.
Anytime.
And your prices are very reasonable.
That's
I have
good to hear.
say. They're very reasonable. And you can't have the photo shoot without the box. I just want to say you got to have the folio box.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. It's black.
It's black.
I'm going to have to leopard it out.
Yeah,
Put a
absolutely.
leopard ribbon around it and do some little, I know, I'm so...
Bling it out.
A little bit of bling, a little crafting. So I want to ask you, in the beginning I was going to ask this about the history about the camera. What is a pinhole camera?
That's so funny. It's actually... our teacher actually showed us how to make them. I'll be really quick because there's a whole science behind it, but ours were like 3-inch cubes, and what you did is you had to make sure there was no light that came into it, and you put photographic paper like Kodak paper, whatever you would use to make a print, and you'd stick it onto the back, and then you'd put a pin through it, and you would take it outside somewhere that there was light, and that would capture the image that was in it. And it was just a way for him to teach you about shutter speed and aperture and how, because in those days it was very different with film speed and all of that, and you're still shooting film. So it was just kind of a very grassroots way of teaching you how to look for light and how long it needed to stay there and how much light. It was really cool. It was very interesting.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
This is not on the paper. Do you like Polaroid? Did you like Polaroid or did you not like Polaroid?
I did like Polaroid.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I like it too.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It was fun to see it developing right in front of you.
Yeah, and you had to shake it. That was so fun.
And somebody has a song out there.
Yes, yeah.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Oh my God.
I don't think anybody young understands that.
That's hilarious. All right, now what do you want to say about selfies? Because we live in a selfie world right now.
Yeah, we do.
And people are getting away. Like I have a lot of photographs in my computer.
Sure.
Yeah.
And those are fine. I think that's fine.
And in my phone.
And again, it's fine.
And now I take photos of stuff, like of information. I'm not even taking photos. But it's a selfie world.
It is a selfie world, and I think it's an instant world. You know, it's one of those, I want this now, I want this and I want it now. And I think that's the beautiful part about doing a shoot too, because when I do a photo shoot, I print everything. So when somebody comes into my studio to look at their images, they're done and they're ready to go. So that when they order them, they take them home that night. Because we want things now. When we don't want to order something, that's why Amazon has like 4-minute delivery or something like that. It's because we want it now, and I think
minute. Well, and the other thing I want to emphasize on is that, like, if you're avoiding taking photos because you don't like the weight or acne or whatever it is that you have, your little hang-up thing, which I have both of those, but and you don't take the photos, in 10 years from now, I'm going to be looking back at the photos that I took and the ones that I did 3.5 years ago, and really proud of who I am. I'm not gonna, if you don't do the photos, you have nothing to look back at.
Exactly. And I think when you look back at yourself 10 years later, you're almost looking at yourself parentally, and you love yourself a little bit more then, because you knew how vulnerable you were then, and you're kinder to yourself. And it's one of those like, oh, I loved myself. Why didn't I love myself then enough, And your kids, and that's the thing I always tell people, your kids don't care about the fact that you need to lose 10 pounds. They don't.
I know. I'm on a love diet right now. So this is my new diet. I just created it yesterday. Coming home.
Oh, excellent.
Yep. So I created yesterday. I'm just going to feed myself with love. So I don't even want to. I keep saying I'm not going to do the diets, and then I keep going back on them.
You're good enough now to be photographed.
I'm just feeding myself love. So I'm like, I had a lovely cup of coffee this morning. I'm drinking some lovely tea right now. But we really do need to feed ourselves love.
Absolutely.
And look at ourselves with love.
Yes.
That's what you're doing through the camera.
I hope so.
That's what you're doing through the camera.
That's what I want to make sure that people see, because I want to show them what I'm seeing, because they're giving it to me. And then I'm just showing it back to them. That's it.
And people get hung up over prints, and why do I have to print them, and how much are the prints, and blah, blah, blah. I love that you just have one fee, and you just give a whole bunch of stuff.
Yep. And they
it's so
get the
easy.
digital
It's
file.
simple. Oh, and the digital.
Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
okay.
So the thing is, the digital file is they absolutely get, because if they want to print 7,000 more and put them on their walls, I want them to do that. But I want them to have something that's been professionally printed for them.
And what is the rule of thumb? We talked about this over the phone about giving credit to photographers. What is the etiquette?
You know what? It kind of varies between photographers. I think
It does.
that
What is your etiquette?
honestly, if you purchase something from me and I've delivered what you've purchased, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want to credit me in it, great. And if you don't, that's fine.
Yeah, so you're not insulted.
No, God, no.
If somebody, if I put up a photo on my Facebook page and I don't always point people to you,
No.
you're not insulted by
No,
that.
because it's yours. You own it, and it's fine.
And you don't give sneak peeks.
I don't give sneak peeks. I never give sneak peeks because I don't want the public to see something
Anything.
that they haven't seen yet. Because
Yeah.
there's always a chance of that.
Yeah.
And
You
is
want
a
the
disservice.
client to be the first person to see everything that you
Absolutely.
give them.
Absolutely. It's personal because
Okay.
when they see it, I have a lot of women that come in and they just burst into tears
Because
it's huge.
Yeah.
It's an emotional
So
process.
it's them, and you've pulled it out of them.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the real them.
I
I don't even know how I'm saying
No,
it.
it's exactly.
It's such a tongue-twisting thing, this photography word. Photographer, photographing. All right, well, I just want to ask you one last question,
Absolutely.
which I know the answer to it. Are you living your life purpose?
Yes, and every day I think I'm living it even a little bit bigger because I've wanted to do this since I was a kid. It took me years and years and years to get into a place where I could do it independently, and then it took me years after that to be able to create a business out of it, and to be able to do that and give back to somebody is there are no words.
And you did
I get
it.
emotional just thinking about it.
And you do it, and you're doing it you did it yourself in bite-sized pieces.
Absolutely.
You did
I'm
it.
very cautious.
You did it slowly as you could handle it.
Yeah.
And now, so basically about 7 years, did you say?
About 5 or 6 years ago, yeah.
5 or 6 years ago, and you have your own studio.
Yes.
And people come, and it's a day of...
It's wonderful.
It's a day of bliss.
It's wonderful, and it's exhaustingly wonderful at the end of when I
It
walk out.
is.
Oh,
it's an
beautiful.
emotional high.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I love
and
it.
are we running out of time? Kevin is like sitting back and relaxing. I feel like, we have a minute? All right. Well, I want to leave you with a quote. Actually, I want to leave first with your favorite quote. Which one is your favorite one? By Sue Bryce. Is
Oh,
it this
yeah,
one?
it is.
Exist in photos for your children, for the people who love you, and for yourself.
Absolutely.
And is she your mentor?
She is. She is.
And where is she out of?
She lives in LA. She's pretty amazing. She has just changed the genre of portrait photography. It's phenomenal.
And it's not going away.
It's not. I hope not. No, it's not. I'm not saying I hope not. It's not.
Some people, though, didn't you say that some people are, because I'm sure you know a lot of photographers.
Sure.
Some people get discouraged about the whole selfie thing.
Absolutely. And I think because, again, the culture is driving the industry where the industry really needs to take it back and say, no, this is how we do things. And
there's nothing wrong with a selfie.
no, it's wonderful, but make sure you have printed images of yourself too, or you have somebody take them for you. You see yourself differently.
When you see the printed image.
Absolutely, because
It's not the same as just looking at your camera.
no, it's so different. It's so emotional. When I see something printed and I'm going through clients' files and just putting them in the mat, I cry. It's emotional. It's so beautiful because I don't know. I can't even
Well, you're
explain
attached
it completely.
to every person that is your client.
Absolutely.
Okay, we are out of time. Thank you
Yeah,
so much
thank
for
you.
being
That's so
here.
wonderful.
I want to leave with my own quote. By embracing vulnerability and letting go, you can deepen the connection you have with your own soul. I want to thank you for listening. I hope you will tune in next Sunday after the news at noon. Until then, I'm your host, Nicole Perry. Have a great week, and remember, knowledge is power. I want to thank you so much for watching Powerful Women Revealed. I believe that every woman who has a powerful mission deserves to be heard. And my mission is to connect these powerful women to you in a fun, entertaining, and educational way. I hope you will tune in next time. Until then, I'm your host, Nicole Perry, and I want to thank you again for tuning in to Powerful Women Revealed.